Shalom, 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 Israel. Brother Amos with the Watchman for Israel. First and foremost, as we always do, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, the Most High, and by Hashem, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? We're going to give all honor, praises, and glory to Him for His mercy, for His wonderful works, for the things that He has done. Right? It's beautiful in the sight of men to see these prophecies unfolding before our eyes, right? To the men and women forsaking this, or to the men out on the highways and byways, making their body a living sacrifice, doing all they can for the hopeful elect and for the nation of Israel. I want to give y'all a strong shalom. To the sisters holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being a teacher good things to the younger women and to the children. I want to give y'all a strong shalom as well. And to the men and women forsaking this world and coming back to serve our God, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, would compel y'all to be as a church of Berea, to search the scriptures daily and diligently to see if the words that be spoken you are true or not. Right? There's a lot of soothsayers and false prophets and ministers of lies out here to deter the hopeful elect. And we're here to set up a garrison, a strong boundary and wall of defense to the elect and hopeful elect, with strong persuasion, with thus saith the Lord, right? Thus saith the Lord, not how we feel or what our thoughts may be or what's our understanding on that. No, we go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, to get the proper understanding, right? So this is Titus chapter 1. And we're going to start at verse number 13, right? So a lot of people professing that they know the Most High. A lot of people professing to be Christians. A lot of people professing to be wiser than what they really are, right? Because they feel a certain type of way because the ideology that they leaned on their whole lives has pushed them towards a way that they feel is right. But there's a way that feeleth right to a man, that seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death, loosely paraphrased. Right? So, because somebody may feel they have understanding, they know the law, statutes, and commandments, right? But the doctrine behind it is off, it's all off, right? So this is Titus chapter 1 and verse number 13. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. So it's the job of those who go out on the highways and byways. It's the job of those who know that they're Israel to rebuke them sharply, to correct them, to let them know the error in their ways, right? That they may be sound in the faith. So how are you sound? To be sound in the faith is to be steadfast, unmovable, like a rock, like a mountain. Right? Nobody should be able to come to you with doctrines and soothsayings and understandings that you may not know and cause you to depart and take your crown, essentially. Right? Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Right? What are commandments of men that turn from the truth? Right? If you go past a graveyard, you got to hold your breath for respect to the dead, right? What's some other commandments of men? I can't think of none off the top of my head, right? But the things that Christianity teaches our people, the lies, the redundancy, and the foolishness, right? These fables, right? We have to be away from these things because these things will cause you to go down into the pits of hell. Right, so like you. Right, they'll cause you to go down into the pits of hell. And ultimately forget the God that you're serving. Right? So you have to be mindful, man. You have to be mindful. You know, it was a doctrine that went around a few years ago, but it's still around, there ain't nothing new under the sun or, went away, but Most doctrines have like a 3-year hiatus and they come back around, right? It's like a revolving door. They'll leave for a second, then they come back, right? So it was doctrines that, right, this always is going to be a doctrine that the Gentiles are not Israelites and that God opened up for everybody, right? Which is utter madness, which is utter foolishness, right? Because didn't the book of Malachi say the Most High will not change? Right, let's get that. Not loosely paraphrasing it. Malachi chapter 3. We're going to go to verse number 6. For I, the Lord, change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So the Lord doesn't change. Right, the words that the Lord speak, they stay the same. Right? The Lord is not a man that he shall lie. So that's why you have to be steadfast so that nobody can pull you away from what you learned through the Spirit. Right? Verse number 16 or 15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is excuse me, is nothing pure. Right? So unto those who have a pure heart and Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they understand the purity in the scriptures. They understand, right, the simplicity of Yahweh Shai. They understand the nature that the Most High requires that Israel move in. But to those who truly don't believe, nothing is pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. Right? And you know these brothers or these sisters. That sister that always is looking for something wrong to complain about. Right? That brother who doesn't truly believe the scriptures because it doesn't fit what he knows to be true. Right? Since when was man's doctrine or understanding more than the Most High's? Since when was man's knowledge of the elements, the world, the things that are seen higher than Yahweh Shem Yahshua's? Right? It's never been that way. And that's why the Lord is telling you that their conscience is defiled. Their mind is defiled. Right? And men like that can't make it to the kingdom of heaven. Right? The Greeks require a sign. Or I might have said it backwards. But the Jews go after false doctrine to seem more knowledgeable than the others. Right? And the men who are just coming into the truth, they need to see something. Oh, well, if the Most High truly loves me, I have to see a chariot tonight. Right? Like, who are you to put restrictions or time bases on Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Right? They profess that they know God, but in works, they deny him, being abominable, disobedient, and into every good work reprobate. Right? They profess that they know the Most High. They profess that they're a follower of Yahweh Shai. But every work that they do is abominable. Right? There's no righteousness in them. Disobedient. Find a way to get around keeping the commandments. Find a way to get around doing things that they ought to do that's commanded of you. And unto every good work reprobate. Right? Void of judgment. Right? Void of how beautiful the law says the commandments are. How beautiful the ordinances are. So in every work, they're disobedient to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, not willing that they should come to the full knowledge of the Lord, but to be subtle, to walk gingerly and lightly, and not take diligent note of the times that we're living in. Right, let's go to another precept. 2 Timothy chapter 4, we're going to go to verse number 3. Right, it says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Right? And what's that time that's being spoken about right here by Paul? It's the times that we're living in now. You're not enduring sound doctrine because you're finding doctrine that fits the ideology or the way that you want to live. right? Well, why do I have to keep the Sabbath on the seventh day, which is Saturday, when everything is jumping on Saturday? Let me go ahead and follow after a camp that says the new moon dictates the Sabbath. Right? You look for things that mold, not in sincerity, but mold to what fits you. Instead of you molding and bending and twisting to fit what Yahweh Shai has laid for us. Right? And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and they shall be turned unto fables. That's why you have these men who are fervent in this truth. That's why you have these men who are fervent on the highways and byways, not out there anymore. Right? Not making videos anymore. They're turned to fables and lies. And the things that the Most High has given them, they cast it for shekels and silver. Right? While we heap up a treasure that no thief can steal, no moth can corrupt, no dust shall be upon it. Our treasures aren't here in man, right? Reading 1,010 books, right? Our treasure is with the Lord. Our treasure is everlasting life. Our treasure is slaves abundant, right? Servants abundant. That's the thing that the elects look forward to, right? This paper money, we know this system is going to collapse. We know that all these celebrities are going to be begging for food because their money is not going to be able to save. They're going to be eating their dollar bills. Right? They're going to be cutting it up, eating it like a salad. That's the things that the people of this world look forward to, who forsake this truth to run after for money. Right? But the scriptures tell you, but watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Right? So you should be watching in all things. Right? All things that can cause you to err. All things that can lead people astray. All things that can have people fall out of the truth. You got to be watching for it. Not just for yourself, but for all those who desire learning. All those who put their trust in Yahweh Shai. You have to be a pillar of that strong defense for the Lord. Right? Endure afflictions. How do you endure afflictions? Right? Know that when you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation. Know that this is the trying of your spirit. Know that this is to build you up to be better than you were before. Right? Know that this is for the hardship that is coming into this world. Right? Do the work of an evangelist. Make full proof of thy ministry. Right? So go and speak and teach the gospel. Right? Don't just hide that talent that the Lord's given you and return with the same talent. Right? Do the work. Make videos. Pass out flyers. Read at camp. Right? Congregate. Right? And there's a lot of congregations that are falling apart because they're truly not making full proof of their ministry. They're truly not taking the talent that the Lord gave them and they're casting it into things that they ought not to. So don't think it's strange when people stop coming around. Don't think it's strange when the person you came into the camp with or came to the truth with departs. Right? Because there'll be two of a city that shall be saved. Well, loosely paraphrasing, but everybody's not meant to have the same walk. Everybody's not meant to be on the same path 24/7. So with that, you gotta examine. Pray that the Most High keeps you and that you don't profess to know God and your works be ungodly. Excuse me. So with that, I give a strong shalom. Pray that everybody has a beautiful Sabbath. Excuse me, my allergies acting up. And let the Most High dwell with you in these last days. Shalom.